Okay. I've been trying this a few times to get my camera right, and okay, hopefully it'll work. All right, this video is going to be all about putting together your DP120. I think it needs its own video. I remember getting mine, and I was so confused. Mike Perry's great, and he's very helpful, but his instructions didn't work well for me. So just in case they don't work well for you, hopefully this helps. Okay, this bucket right here is not the bucket you get with the DP120. This is a 7-gallon bucket. I think you get one that's like 4 1/3 gallons. It's measured in liters, so I don't know. So a few things that you're going to get. You'll get your pump. It's a gas pump. It needs to be mounted about 6 feet high. It'll help keep the condensation out. I'm in East Texas, and it doesn't matter how high I hold it. I put it up there. Condensation still gets in it. That's an entire different video, though. Okay, so you'll get 3 different hoses. The longest one, it's really long, that plugs into your vacuum. So plug one side into your vacuum, and the other side goes up here, and I'll show you where that goes in. Okay, this handle serves as a locking mechanism for the lid, so know that. All right, so what you have here, this entire thing, jumbo mess, this entire thing is a cluster. The silver part are called shells. The blue and the black, which I'm mixing and matching here because this is just how it ended up happening, are the inflations. The black ones are rubber, the blue ones are silicone. If you're in an area where it gets cold, go silicone. They hold up in cold weather. Even here in East Texas, I went to silicone. We don't get really, really cold, but we get cold enough for the rubber ones to crack. I don't use my DP120 anymore. I'm going to eventually, but I'll show you how to use it tomorrow. Okay, so this part comes apart. Okay, so this is your bowl, this is your claw, and this is where all your inflations go. This little skinny hose plugs into the silver part of the claw, and that runs to your pulsator. The big hose, the other it's bigger in diameter. This is your milk hose. On it, now this is not the correct one, but on the milk hose that you get from Mike Perry, it'll say grade A raw milk, and then a whole bunch of numbers and letters, but it'll say raw milk on it. So that's how you know that's your milk hose. It plugs in or hooks on to your bowl. It is kind of difficult to get on, and you want it to have a good seal. If you soak this in warm water first, it'll soften it up. And there are silicone hoses for that too. This is your vacuum plug, maybe? I don't know what you would call it. But this little thing here will push in, and you can turn it, and it'll lock, and you can unlock it and pull it out, and that helps run the vacuum, allow the suction to go through or stop the suction. There's a little black rubber thing that goes right here. Mine is gone. I wasn't quite sure what purpose it served for a long time, and then Alan Wheeler told me it's because whenever your cluster hits the ground, it keeps it from busting. It never stayed on, so and mine didn't bust from hitting the ground. Mine broke from Cal stepping on it. Okay, so that's how that goes. Next, let's see on the pulsator, and I'm trying to see an easy way to do this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off. There's a little screw up here, nut, bolt, nut, whatever you call it, and you can actually slide it out instead of trying to wedge the whole thing out. There are actually a few pieces to this. That one got stuck in there. So this is your pulsator. This is that skinny hose I was talking about. This pulsator has 2 spigots. I'm making up my own vocabulary here. But you only use one on the DP120. There are outfits where you can use 2, but you only use one. There's a little white plug that goes in here, and it kept falling off, so I duct taped it, and now it stays. That has to be plugged. Because if it's not, it'll expect something to be there, and it won't work properly if you don't have another pulsator hose running to maybe another bucket or something like that. But you only need one. Okay, I'm going to put this up here. This is your adapter. I'm fairly certain that's what it's called. You've got a gasket of some sort that goes right here, and it sits in the hole of the bucket. Okay, it sits right there. And then you put that on the hole of your bucket, and that's when you slide your pulsator in like that. And then you twist it on and screw it down. When you put this together, your pulsator and your milk hose go on the same side. And your vacuum line goes on the other side. Make sure that your vacuum line, I'm hoping you can see this. Remember that little black thing on the end of the adapter? Can you see that? There it goes, right there. That's where your vacuum line goes in. Put that on and then lock your lid on to make sure your vacuum line's not out this side and then you can't take your lid off. I've done that several times. Okay, so that's where your vacuum line goes. A few things. This little adapter piece, that black piece right there that the vacuum line is gone, that has broke before whenever I was milking collectively probably 20 gallons a day, and that broke on me one day and it sucked terribly. So once you get your machine, if you have a heavy producer that you're having to milk, like you really need your machine, go to parts department and order another adapter and keep that on hand. That's important. Okay, so that's how you put the DP120 together. This is your vacuum line. That goes and plugs up into your gas pump, which needs to be up 6 feet at least. And I think that's it. So hopefully that helps. I'll do another video on how to use it and tricks that I have found and things that I've done wrong and have learned from those mistakes. And then I'll also show you the new pulse. But once you've used this, a new pulse is breeze. So hopefully that helps.